Hey gang, Will here from the Ashland Fly Shop. We're talking fishing report for the third week of December, going right into the holiday here. I'd like to give a little update. We got lots of folks coming to the area to visit, and everyone's a little stir crazy from all the weather that we've had and rain. So we're just going to give you a quick update about what's happening in our area. So we had some big rains. Rogue shot up huge, 20,000 up in the upper river, which is just really wild. And so we're back down now. We're back to around, I think, 2,700 coming out of the dam, which is still quite a bit of water. So it's really, I would say, summer steelhead for the most part is pretty well wrapped up, unless you're just a real hardcore and you're out there in the upper end. You want to be looking around in the upper end of the river. Still might be some hatchery fish up there, some wild fish that haven't quite made it into the tribs. There's always some late fish around. Be worth poking around. I certainly would if I was around and had the time. I'd go looking around. Also, a lot of times we'll couple that trip with the Holy Water and looking around for trout up there. And the Holy Water is our catch and release trout section on the upper rogue just below the dam by the hatchery up there above Shady Cove. And that is, again, it's the same outflow, so it's about 2,700. And I think they're still releasing it from the spillway. So the whole upper end of it is just a wash. It's just a huge water coming out. So you're really going to want to concentrate on the lower end. You're really still looking at sink tips and buggers and strip-in flies. Potential for some bugs to start showing up. We get some sporadic blueing olive hatches, midge hatches this time of year. So definitely worth trying up there. Just makes a nice day going up there, fishing from Casey Park up to the hatchery and kind of looking around at the Holy Water. Makes a nice day of just kind of looking around for trout or steelhead up there. So that's kind of what's going on up there. Further down River Dodge is still just below 4 grand. So pretty high. If you wanted to do a float, probably maybe a little bit more of a scenic trip than a fishing trip, but you might find a fish here or there. We're probably going to start getting the first reports of people talking about a winter steelhead here and there. We always usually hear about that around this time of year, so that could be true or could be a late fish. Who knows? So that's what's on my mind. I like to fish up there. Another place I really like to fish this time of year is the Klamath River, and then further south, the upper Sacramento for winter trout. Can be a lot of fun. So upper Klamath, right back down to $1 grand below the dam. So the whole upper stretch around I-5, where I like to fish this time of year. A lot of folks do guide trips from the dam down to Klamath on Bridge. That is back down to about 1,000 CFS. So I think that's going to be a pretty good bet. I would imagine that the big flows recently have really pulled fish up there. Again, not big runs on the Klamath this year, but that type of water is going to get fish moving up into that section. So that's really worth looking around, I would say. If you're a steelheader, poking around up there is going to be worth your time. Upper Sacramento, I think the flows are still up a bit, but they should be coming down, dropping down pretty soon. We're going to keep an eye on that for flows because we've had a lot of up and down this year. But that's a really fun place to go winter trout fishing. Just a beautiful place to go and walk around and hit some of the larger glides and pools and stuff in there this time of year. A lot of fun. Really nice, quiet area to fish. You probably won't see anyone down there. Really kind of a neat place to fish through the winter for trout. It's open all year. And then last but not least, we do look to the coast quite a bit. A lot of folks heading out there looking for the first pushes of winter fish and definitely finding them. There's definitely some fish around out there on some of those systems out there, and that's where the real hardcores are going. So some beautiful fish showing up out there, and if you've got the time and can invest a handful of days, I would suggest considering doing that for those fish. It's pretty special place. So that's really what we've got for like the third week of December, going right into the holiday. Happy holidays. Thank you so much for tuning in. It's been a great year. We've got a lot of feedback from y'all in our fishing reports. We really appreciate it. So any questions you have, of course, call the shop, and we look forward to hearing from you. Thanks again.